It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will. Doesn't feel like it's going to be anytime soon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan, and to your post-match presser with my tiny cup of coffee. I just realised that let's just pretend it's like massively in the foreground. Like, oh, no, background. I'm just going to reach back for my coffee. Anyway, Chelsea are pretty crap. We've just lost 1-0 away to the Wolves. See you next week. No, it was a wonder goal. It was a great goal. And Chelsea are just Chelsea, aren't they? This is what we are right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're a team who look good in moments, knocking about in the middle, sometimes near the final third. But no. We don't score goals. And we're liable to conceding superb wonder goals, whether it's John McGinn 38-yarders or this Bredo scored today with like a volley, beautiful technique. His first goal for Wolves, of course, Cherry FC are back. And now, Juju, man. Juju. Of course, Frank Lampard was back on the touchline. He went with a more... Look, we'll talk about this, man. This is going to be real therapy. Like and subscribe. Look at the graphic underneath my tiny little cup. That's hot. How does it stay hot for so long? This is the most entertainment you've probably seen in a long time, considering that football. Frank Lampard's back to get the good feeling back, though that result and performance won't do massive amounts. Fact 4, a couple of interesting elements of this was, of course, Reece James started. I think everyone's happy with the centre-back partnership, Koulibaly and Wes Fofana. Koulibaly naturally happily playing on that side. And Cucurella was the interesting shout at left-back, preferred over Ben Chilwell. Maybe Ben Chilwell's seen as this sort of really offensive wing-back who can defend. So maybe sometimes when you play a back four, if you feel vulnerable down that side, you'll play the more defensive player. Spoiler alert, he's not very good. Look, I'm certain there's a good player in Cucurella. Or there was, and he's just, left. He packed up his stuff and tapped out. And now it's just an empty shell of a man with lots of hair. Midfield, so Kante was rested, like Chilwell was sort of meant to be resting as well, if we're not to believe the defensive fullback idea. So those guys rested. The continued midfield partnership of Enzo Fernandez and Mateo Kovacic, but Enzo sitting in the deep-lying playmaker role. The quarterback, if you will, flanked by a couple of number 8s. Frank Lampard ball is back, baby. Erratic, gung-ho, running around. Conor Gallagher. Unsurprisingly, he's got that sort of defensive work rate, but he, in theory, loves a goal and wants to see it forward. And of course, Mateo Kovacic, who's been captain of late and is just generally a good midfielder, isn't he? So there's your midfield 3, and we had an attack of Kai Havertz somehow keeps his place up front, flanked by Joao Felix, playing as like a left winger, which he can do and has done previously throughout his career. And on the right, Raheem Sterling, not his preferred position, but he gets to put in a lot more crosses and passes. When he played that for City, he got a few more assists. And the first half just wasn't great. The most impressive parts of the first half for me were actually the centre-backs. Koulibaly, I think, did some really great stuff. And as time went on, so did Wesley Fofana, demonstrating how this guy is such an incredible centre-back and that Koulibaly remains in good form. The goal, I think it was poorly dealt with for the ball to land to the goal scorer. But yeah, the goal itself was superb, and you can't really pick someone out and go, "Ooh, you did bad there." So the centre backs I was happy with, and indeed the beginning of the second half we looked a bit better in terms of going up and at him, a bit of combinational play, but we just don't score goals. And this goes back to something I've spoken about countless times on the channel. I think I just made a video about it at some point, like a few months ago, about like how it's a collective psychological failing. Like, it's an unquantifiable aura, It's just this spiritual underlying life force that is absent, That's why Chelsea don't... See, it simple. See, I've solved it. That's why Chelsea don't score. They've got goal scorers, they've got good players, they've got the desire to play well, and, the setup. But the juju, the aura of no scoring, it just seeps into each other. Like Joao joined this team, looked like the best player, he sort of just slam dunked himself immediately into the lineup, and looked really confident, like he was going to score all the time, like he was going to, run towards goals. Against Fulham, it looked like he was about to just tear up the Premier League. But over time, he absorbed the aura, the negative, low confidence, stodgy, stuff that gets inside their skin at Chelsea, and they're like, well, now we just don't score, we're just going to knock it about, make wrong decisions, not finish well, and it's like a virus. Yeah, so there's that, we could sign all the players we want. Obviously, Frank turned to other attackers. He brought on Pulisic, and we all hoped for the revival, the remontada of lockdown Pulisic, when he was just explosive, Project Restart for Chelsea in the Premier League under Lampard the first time around. I seem to remember him scoring a great goal against Man City, maybe even Liverpool. Obviously, got the perfect hat-trick away at Turf Moor. So yes, it doesn't surprise me he turned to Pulisic. Doesn't surprise me either that he turned to Misha Mudryk. Of course, we spoke about how he did try and sign Mudryk for Everton, so he likes him, and he is similar to Pulisic in a way, so you can understand why he wants that kind of player. And he turns to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And I actually forgot about this as well. I read in The Athletic in the long read by Simon Johnson, I think. Lampard tried to sign Aubameyang. I forgot that. Well, there was a time when we were trying to sign Cavani as well. But yeah, he tried to sign Aubameyang from Arsenal in 2020, I think. So yeah, he likes Aubameyang as well, So yeah, he brings him on. He's like, look, just get me a centre forward in there. I said this before, how Lampard, in the winners and losers video, Lampard likes a striker. He likes a number 9. Havertz is not a number 9, and he started with him probably because of just continuity of, theoretical chemistry with other players and work rate, because he does work hard, Havertz. He looks like that sort of Dickensian historical illustration, a bit like dainty and maybe a little bit soft, but he does get about and he runs around. But yeah, Frank Lampard wants centre forwards, man. He wants a proper striker. So I wouldn't be surprised if Dacho Fofana starts wiggling his way, working his way back into the starting 11. I'll be working my way back to the starting 11. Wouldn't it be nice if he scored a goal? Wouldn't it be nice if just Chelsea scored a goal? That would be... I'm not sure I'm emotionally prepared for that. Anyway, Kai Havertz was not good in this game. In fact, the forwards were not good in this game. I was frustrated. Maybe when the way they were defending at the end, we could have done with the dribbling of Noni Madueke, but these are just all players there. They're just all theory, aren't they? This is just Chelsea. We're all theory, like very, very good. He can do stuff. He can dribble and cut in. This guy can run really fast. What did this guy do? Oh, we're not sure yet, but we bought him because people talk about him. It's all great in theory. And to be honest, I don't have a massive axe to grind with this. I'm a Chelsea fan. I like the fact how we have a big, talented squad. But we're going to need to find a way to just score goals. I'm fine with our defence, man. I am fine with our defence. Even with gung-ho Lampard ball, I'm fine. Koulibaly, good now. Where's Fofana? Good now. Badiashile? Good. Who else? Thiago Silva? God tier. Friggin' Trev Chalobah? Fine, good. Everyone's good. Centre-backs are good. You know, Kante will come back. Enzo's not massively defensively naive. Kepa can make the odd save, but to be fair to him, we're conceding worldies and also goals where Cucurella assists the opponent, of course, in the Villa game to just loft over him. For me, that's not on Kepa, really. I don't think he needs to feel like he needs to stay home when two of his centre-backs or two of his defenders in front of him are supposed to be sorting stuff out. I'm not saying Kepa's the answer long term, but it's fine for now. The defense is fine. We're all wicked wingbacks, you know, and Cucurella is, you know, he can like play guitar or something, and everything will be fine. The midfield's fine. It's just scoring goals. How do we do that? Well, probably from pre-season onwards, when the full-time appointment is in with a manager. The Chelsea hierarchy, the Chelsea board, the Chelsea owners are very, very keen to not miss. So they are, you know, they're doing their exhaustive interview process. And I probably think it's not just about this talking to the managers about how they want to, you know, be collaborative with the footballing directors and are they prepared to work like that. It's probably like, how do we score friggin' goals? Like, we're Americans. We watch like basketball. Scores all the time, you know, people score. How does this new English sports football team that we bought, how do we score a goal? You know, because like the 600 million ain't paying dividends, brother. Yes, so that will probably be one of the biggest things. Look, man, Lopetegui, great manager, you know, of course, managed Real Madrid and Spain, and, you know, I don't know what he's doing at Wolves, but he's a great manager. They looked well coached. Generally, Wolves have been quite a, you know, robust, often agricultural team, but they've often looked well coached, and they did look well coached. They scored a worldie, they held on to the win, but we just didn't test Jose Sarr enough. But I do think we'll score goals under Lampard, because we'll just be playing at times, so ridiculously and just relying on centre-backs more. Like, systemically, Potter is a bit closer to Tuchel. He wants to rely on, like, the system to, like, defend, and it can be, you know, quite boring. But I get it, you know, it's probably sensible, and that's probably what the best coaches do. Lamps is more like, you centre-backs and goalies, stop the ball from going in, and you boys, go. You know what I mean? Like, I think we will score goals. We need to get a couple in. The only thing is, we just lost 1-0 to a relegation battling Wolverhampton Wanderers. We've got to play Real Madrid in like a couple of days. But let's not think about that. Let's think about other stuff. Happier times. And support me by liking and subscribing. As you can see, usually I'll be really negative about this result. But fortunately for me, I'm now dead inside. See you in a bit. Peace.